ABC 6 News at noon on your side starts now.
The winter storm is starting to move out of our area, but it's going to be a while until everything's back to normal here. ODOT and city crews are going to work around the clock trying to clear all the snow from the roadways. And other major issues. Thousands of people are without power because of the storm. Here's the latest map from AEP. As you can see, most of the issues are in the southeast counties like Hocking, Morgan, and Perry counties. We'll have the latest on efforts to get the power back on in a live report at 12:15. And we do have team coverage for you today at noon. Steve Levine, Caroline Cohen, Tom Bosco, all spread out around the area to give us a look at the latest conditions where they are. But let's begin with meteorologist Jim Ganal. And Jim, the storm has done pretty much what you've been forecasting the last several days.
And it was a colossal mess.
It was insane, especially yesterday when that the sleet just wouldn't stop.
I know, to get 2 inches of sleet and freezing rain is unheard of. And then we put 5 to 10 inches of snow on top of that, with the 10 inches up around Bucyrus and Cardington and Marion. And we continue a winter weather advisory. To the north and west of Columbus, with the wind, there is now blowing and drifting snow, and the roads aren't in all that good shape either. To the southeast, I can't believe it. There's a flood advisory from all the rain yesterday. But it's only snow falling in Ohio now, but it is diminishing in the western half of the state. Less than an inch of snow is expected this afternoon in Columbus, 1 to 2 inches still for Caldwell, Cambridge, and about an inch in Athens, Logan, and New Lexington. To the north of us, hey, we can see pavement, 18 in Marion, 19 in Union County. And to the east of us, look at that icicle at Cambridge as they stayed sleet and freezing rain for more than 12 hours, and they have 24 degrees. It's 16 in Kenton at the moment, and the wind chill factor's 5 to 10. It's going to be very cold. And Terry, nothing's going to melt.
All right, thanks, Jim. And with all of the snow, ODOT crews are working around the clock for much of the weekend to try to get the roads back to normal. So let's bring in Caroline Cohen. She is live with the progress they are making. Caroline?
So, Terry, these crews are going to be working 12-plus-hour shifts. They started this last night and will continue into the weekend. The goal of ODOT is to make roads passable, not perfect. And here on 670, they certainly are passable. But I will warn you, we have seen 2 cars go off the road, one right into the center median there. There is still a lot of moisture here on the road. So you definitely should not be going the speed limit. You want to take it slow. And again, the issue is that we've had so much precipitation out here that we are going to be dealing with the potential of refreeze overnight. So normally crews, what would happen is they would go out, they would pre-treat those roads, as we've been saying. As it started with rain, that created a lot of issues. So crews, first they had to get all the snow off heading into your early Friday morning commute. And then on the back end of those plows, you probably saw them, it was a salt brine mixture, and then they likely will transition to that beet juice and salt mixture known as beet heat. It's stronger when it comes to de-icing. But the main thing right now is don't be fooled if you're able to see the lanes and see yourself going from left lane to right lane, excuse me. Yes, you'll be able to pass, but we should not be flying down these roads at this point. There's still a lot of cleanup to be had, and we're going to continue to monitor this in the overnight for the potential of refreeze. So here's a look at 670. I do want to get you out to Steve Levine in German Village because, Steve, those side roads, that's another issue we're seeing this morning.
That's right, Caroline. You know, while folks are busy cleaning up their sidewalks here in German Village, getting down to the brick here in this neighborhood, they're also paying quick attention to those side streets. Many of them are covered with historic brick. Now, I did reach out to the city today. They tell me that they do have plow attachments that have rubber on them that can take care of those side streets that have the historic brick. But they say it is going to be a while because right now they are concentrating their efforts on the main arterials in town. Then they'll follow with the larger residential streets and finally hit the side streets like City Park here in German Village. But it could be a while. City says they hope to get it done within 72 hours of a snow event. But as we all know, this snow event still isn't over. If anybody is interested in knowing exactly where your street falls when it comes to the list of streets being cleared, you can go to the city's website. They can tell you that, and they can also tell you exactly when the last time your street was cleared. Crews, of course, working 24 hours to keep our streets clean as quick as they can. Live on your side in German Village, I'm Steve Levine, ABC 6 News.
Great info. Thanks, Steve. Now let's take a look at the latest snow emergencies. The dark red counties, they are still under a level 3 snow emergency, and that includes Delaware County, Morrow, Marion, and Union, as you can see. Tom Bosco continues our coverage today with a look at conditions there.
Yeah, up here in Delaware, the city's still very much in the throes of this winter storm. It is still snowing, light snow right now, but the snow is still coming down. You can see Sandusky Street behind me, the main drag here, has been plowed a number of times. It's in pretty good shape. You can see the snow piled up in the middle of the roadways. Side streets, however, not as good of shape right now. The city says it's getting to its priority 1 and 2 streets. However, it may not be getting to the residential streets until tonight, the city tells us. The city has been on some of those residential streets, though, and points out the importance of getting those parked cars off the street. You're going to get yourself snowed in. Take a look at this car. Pretty badly snowed in there. That driver in for a surprise when he gets to that car. 13 plow truck drivers on the roadways in the city of Delaware right now. 24-hour coverage here for those cities. But again, those residential streets may not be gotten to until tonight. On your side in Delaware, I'm Tom Bosco, ABC 6 News.
Well, as I mentioned, Union County is another county under a level 3 snow emergency. Mike McCarthy is there with what people are dealing with in those communities.
Here in Union County, there were 3 challenges. 2 of them you can see right here at my feet, the snow and the ice. And the 3rd one, you could feel. Marysville City plows worked in pairs, but even with that back-to-back plowing effort, success was slow. Blowing and drifting snow created hazardous conditions overnight and all morning. Areas that were slushy refroze. Union County road crews worked 17 hours yesterday and will continue today through the afternoon and through tonight. If you haven't figured it out, that 3rd challenge is the wind. We have been measuring it, and we keep getting wind gusts near 15 miles an hour. Strong enough that makes temperatures in the teens feel like single digits. We're on your side in Union County. Mike McCarthy, ABC 6 News.
Well, while most schools in the area were closed today, Ohio State University resumed classes on campus. A spokesperson telling ABC 6, quote, "The Office of Academic Affairs strongly encourages faculty to offer flexibility for students who wouldn't be able to make it to campus today because of the weather." Yesterday was only the 19th time since 1978 that Ohio State's Columbus campus closed due to weather. Our coverage of the winter storm rolls on. In just a few minutes, we'll check in with even more members of our team, including a look at the efforts to get the electricity back on. Plus, it's a story that touched many hearts yesterday. A toddler abandoned at a gas station convenience store. After the break, new information police about that little boy and the search for his family. A developing story right now. Franklin County Children's Services telling us they've identified this young boy and his family. They say they're now working with the family to ensure his well-being moving forward. We showed you this heartbreaking video yesterday at noon when he was found by a clerk at the Circle K on Twin Creeks Drive. A woman walked him back to the back of the store and then went out the front without the toddler, and then the worst part of this video, you see the little baby toddling up to the door looking for the woman. So far, no word from police on whether any charges will be filed in this case, but we'll keep you posted. Up next, we're going to get back to our weather coverage. We'll go for a ride with a plow crew in Franklin County working to clear the roads. We do have a team of reporters all around the area for the very latest on what they're seeing in their part of town. Rodney Dunnigan is live with the efforts to clear the streets. Luann Stoya live in Westerville. We'll check in with them in just a moment. But let's begin with ABC 6's Maria Durant. What are you hearing from some of the utility companies about efforts to restore power? Because I understand some people won't get power back on until tomorrow night.
Yeah, that is so true. Some people may not get power until sometime this weekend. You know, a lot of the issues that we've been talking about is that ice that's been forming on some of the trees, the tree limbs, and then crashing on power lines, or even ice forming on the power lines themselves and snapping. But I want to show you another issue that power companies are dealing with. I'm going to step aside here so you can see all the action that's happening right behind me here, and you can see these crews here are really working hard. Now take a look here. Around last night, around 8:30 last night, someone struck a power pole here, and when they hit it, it took out power to about 50 customers. Now we are just off of Hill Road in Pickerington. South Central Power Company says their crews are out. They have contractors that are out as well. Everyone working to restore power as quickly as they can.
Very difficult driving conditions today, but crews are out working. They work through the night. But yeah, very often a pole can take at least 4 hours to repair, sometimes even longer if the pole's in a location that's difficult to access. And we're seeing that in many of the rural communities we serve, such as Hocking County, Highland County, where we have a lot of trees and a lot of poles down.
Now, at one point, the power company tells me that they had 24,000 customers that were without power. They are slowly getting the power back on. And if you come back out here live, again, we're in the Pickerington area. And when we first got here, that pole that you see right there behind me, they finally have that up. So that is the new pole. And so that is some good news. I'm told that it could be another hour or so. Hopefully they'll get the power restored to these customers here because they have been without power since last night. We'll keep you updated, of course. Live in Pickerington on your side, I'm Maria Durant. Back to you.
Well, now that the rain and snow have eased up, the real work is underway in the Hilliard, Dublin, and Columbus areas, with crews working around the clock to clear the streets, making them passable. Rodney Dunnigan joining us now live. Rodney, you rode with a plow driver this morning. What was that like?
Well, Terry, let me tell you, it was pretty fun, believe it or not. We were out and about in Hilliard today. Crews there have been working nonstop trying to clear the roads and make sure that drivers are safe. It's been a nonstop process for street crews across the area. In Hilliard, the work started late last night and continues right now.
Trying to get that layer of ice and snow off as best that we can.
We hopped in a truck and caught the work firsthand.
Now we're just working on neighborhoods to get people out.
The focus, main roads and heavy traffic areas first, side streets to follow. Teams urging you to pack your patience.
I try not to get into our blind spots, so we're just trying to get the streets as cleared off as best we can to keep people safe and get them where they need to go.
And of course, Logan, that driver that we were speaking with this morning, he had actually been at work since about 11 o'clock last night and got off at 11 this morning. So he told us that he was planning to head home, get a bit of rest, and he will be back out on the roads tonight. Of course, throughout the day, we will be traveling to several areas to check out conditions. So definitely stick with us on air and online. For now, reporting live in Columbus, Rodney Dunnigan, ABC 6 News.
Rodney, you left out the truck's name, Truck Norris. That's hilarious. Thanks so much, sir. Well, all the wicked winter weather is keeping some retailers busy. Lou Ann Stoy is live at the Ace Hardware in Westerville with what's hot on this cold day. Lou?
Well, Terry, we've armed ourselves literally during this storm with ice scrapers, big and small, and de-icers, of course. And then there are shovels. With us to talk about the shovels, we will introduce Wendy Weiler, who owns this store. Wendy, tell us about the shovels. What do we need to know about these?
Well, these are just two different styles. This plastic one is terrific, has a handle on it, helps you get great leverage when you're digging at things. I personally like the metal ones, especially with the ice. It really can help break things up. You can pound on it a little bit and get it cracked, and it doesn't have a handle, so you got to just be a little bit more muscly.
I'll tell you, I had to shovel out my drive this morning. It was fun times. Also looking at ice melter. Now, I see you have one that's safe for pets. Tell me about that.
Well, you want to be careful if you have pets that you're using something that isn't too corrosive on their paws. So we always recommend if you have pets or if you live in an area where people are walking their pets on your sidewalk, you use this one. And then we have the standard ice melt. With the temperatures going down like they are, you want to be careful that you're using a blend of ice melt because some products don't melt in the lower temperatures. This one goes down to 10 below. It contains not only the sodium chloride, but it also contains magnesium chloride, and that's what helps you get it melting in the really cold temperatures.
You guys have several stores here in the central Ohio area. It's been a little difficult even getting your workers in. Talk about that.
Well, we didn't think about it before this, but we had people living in Delaware County who worked in Franklin County and they couldn't come. But we've made it work and we're all open. Getting products been tough, but be patient. We're working on it.
Speaking of patience, I just want to point out, look who's down there. That is the most patient dog in the world. This is Daisy, the store dog. She's my therapy dog today. So I either have to have de-icer or Daisy. Back to you.
We need a therapy dog in here.
Absolutely, we do.
Good grief. Well, a lot of places dealing with all kinds of things. Zanesville, we've been following. They have an ice jam or a possible ice jam.
Because they had so much rain.
Yeah.
And the rivers are pretty much frozen around here, too.
So I understand some people are being evacuated just to get them,
Absolutely.
and
the Muskingum River does that quite often. And we're going to see more ice jamming if this ever melts in the spring because we'll have rain on top of the icy rivers in central Ohio this particular spring.
Okay, but first the temperature is going to go boom.
Yes, it is. Always after the snow, when the sky's clear, it gets really, really cold. And that's going to happen to us tonight. Right now, we still have a winter weather advisory. Gosh, this has been a long storm. 2.5 days so far, and we still have flood advisories in the southeast, even though it is still snowing there at below freezing temperatures. But the snow is gradually tapering off, as you see here. The heaviest, steadiest snow is in the extreme eastern part of the state. Notice here we're going to be about 13 degrees and partly cloudy by 10 o'clock. Same temperature at about midnight tonight, headed down to the single digits. There's Springfield, Madison County, and Hilliard. There was more snow to the north and west of Columbus, up to 10 inches in Bucyrus, near Cardington, and also in Marion and Bellefontaine. Notice the wind speeds are more than 10 miles an hour. In the city, hey, we're starting to see some pavement again, but the temperatures are so cold, they're only around 20 degrees. At John Glenn, it's 21, very light snow. Winds are out of the north at 9 miles per hour. John Glenn came in with 4.1 inches of snow by midnight. They've added a little bit since then. Kenton has 16. Bucyrus has 16. Marysville just 17 degrees. Here are the wind chill factors, 5 to 10, just to the northwest of Columbus. It's really cold to the northwest of us, and we're going to get more Alberta clippers in the next couple of weeks, feeding the Arctic air continually down into central Ohio. Here's the futurecast, mostly cloudy skies early in the night, a few breaks by morning. That's why it's going to be so cold. Partly cloudy during the day tomorrow. More clouds on Sunday, but overall, this is a pretty quiet forecast, at least until the middle part of next week. Additional snow, just a dusting in central Ohio, maybe an inch at Youngstown and also at Pittsburgh. Our low tonight, pretty darn cold, down to 4 degrees. A northwest wind at 10 to 20 miles an hour. During the day tomorrow, 21 again. A few flurries, blustery and frigid for central Ohio. Next week is not as harsh, but any melting is going to be kind of slow, as you see here, with high temperatures in the 30s.
Well, let's head south now to the southern part of Franklin County. Sierra Lucas was in Grove City this morning to take a look at the road conditions there.
Here in Grove City, winter weather conditions are still developing. We've got heavy flurries and winds continuing throughout the morning, and that has increased the bad road conditions. Here's a look at the main road. This is Broad Street and Grove City Road, where there has been some effort to do some clearing, but underneath all of that snow is sheets of ice. Now, over on the sidewalks in front of businesses, a little bit of clearing has started to happen, but most of the sidewalks are still snow covered as well. If you're getting out and about today, you must be careful. You've got ice, snow, and wind to battle. And of course, crews are doing all that they can to clear things as soon as possible so streets are safe for residents. I'm Sierra Lucas reporting in Grove City for ABC 6 News.
The storm may be winding down, but the hard work for crews around central Ohio is ramping up. Ahead at 12:30, we'll go all around the area again for a look at the efforts to clear the roads and find out how long that could take. Well, we begin 12:30 with a little bit of good news. Take a look at the radar right now. For the most part, that winter storm system that hit central Ohio is slowly moving out of the area. Of course, there's some stragglers there as well, but the work continues for the road crews around the area. This is a live look at these side streets in German Village. The plows won't go there. The plows that we see in our other neighborhoods won't go there because it's a historic district. Steve Levine, though, found some new information about that in just a moment. It's definitely going to be some time before crews are able to get to all of the side streets in the city. And there's another developing problem I hate to tell you about, the below freezing temperatures. They're hanging around. It's 20 degrees now, but it's going to drop, and we could see single-digit temperatures the next few days. Not good news for many counties, still at a level 2 or even a level 3 snow emergency. You guys have to wait before you can get back on the roads. Jim Ganal is back, though, with what we can expect the rest of today. It looks like we're going to get some more snow flurries.
Yes, we'll continue the snow flurries this afternoon, up to an inch, especially in the eastern parts of the state of Ohio. We have a winter weather advisory that goes until 3 o'clock this afternoon for most of central Ohio, and a flood advisory of all things in the southeastern part of the state. Notice most of the snow is now off to the east of Columbus, but there's another burst on the Indiana border that'll give us about a ½ an inch of accumulation here during the afternoon and evening hours. But it's hard to tell if you get another ½ inch when you have 5 to 10 inches of snow on the ground. So right now around Columbus, I don't know what's happening with the camera in Dublin. It's 21 degrees in downtown. Roads are slowly becoming more passable.
Well, ODOT crews have been busy working 16-hour shifts to try to clear the highways, and with all of the snow and ice we've seen, it has certainly been a daunting task. Caroline Cohen joining us now with the latest on their progress. Caroline, you look so excited to be out in the snow again.
I am thrilled, and just like a beautiful synchronized swimming set, the ODOT plows, it's as if they knew you were about to toss to me, Terry. They're doing, again, I don't exactly know what it's called. I'm calling it the synchronized swimming of plows, and they're kind of just taking over lane by lane, but they are out here. The goal is to have ODOT patrolled and cleared roads, and again, those are not your side streets, but ODOT cleared roads. Their goal is passable. It's not going to be perfect. So the main takeaway right now, if you are heading out here at 670, yeah, you're going to be able to pass some other cars. Should you be flying down and getting on the ramp and getting off the ramp at your typical speed, I would advise you not to. We've seen about 3 cars spin out, 1 go into the median, but cars do seem to be moving a lot more smoothly than where we were, say, 2 or 3 hours ago. And they are going to be out treating all through the night and through tomorrow as those temps fall below. For now, live on your side in Columbus, Caroline Cohen, ABC 6 News.
Right, Caroline, beautiful live shot. Well, now to the south side of Columbus, where Steve Levine is live in German Village, where side streets there are a mess. And Steve, not really much they can do because it's a historic district, right?
That's right, Terry. I'm in your neck of the woods, and don't worry. I'll take care of your side streets and your sidewalks in just a few minutes, because the city, of course, reminding everyone to clean the sidewalks, as folks in German Village want to know when their side streets will be cleared, especially as you know, they have historic bricks on many of these side streets. I did reach out to the city and they tell me they can't plow in these neighborhoods. They have special rubber attachments that they use. But of course, the city tells me right now they won't be coming here soon. Right now, they continue to work on the major arteries in the city. Then they'll work on the major residential streets. Finally, they'll come here to Central Park here in German Village, which is a residential side street. Now, if you want to know exactly where your street falls in the pecking order, you can go to the city's website. They have a place you can put in your address and it'll tell you. It'll also tell you if when your street has last been plowed. City tells me they hope to have all of this cleared up within 72 hours of this snow event. But as we know, this snow event does not want to go away. It's still here. The snow's still falling. Live on your side in German Village, I'm Steve Levine, ABC 6 News.
Thank you, Steve. Well, Delaware County just downgraded just moments ago to a level 2 snow emergency. Tom Bosco is there with the latest on the conditions right now.
Snow continues to fall in Delaware, and Delaware County remains on a level 3 snow emergency. Streets are pretty much deserted right now. Sandusky Street here behind me, the main drag in Delaware. It is pretty well plowed right now, but still the snow is falling and hard for crews to catch up. A lot of crews in Delaware out right now. 13 drivers on the roadways in Delaware doing 24-hour-a-day plowing. City, however, says it may not get to residential streets until tonight. City Hall in Delaware is closed right now, as are many businesses. And again, it's a level 3, so there's really no place for you to be going anywhere. The city of Delaware saying that it has used 300 tons of salt so far during this winter storm. On your side in Delaware, I'm Tom Bosco, ABC 6 News.
Well, the winter weather is a great reminder to always have the Ohio Weather app on your phone. Our team of meteorologists works around the clock to make sure you're getting the most accurate forecast. And they're not done yet. Download the apps now so you'll be ready for whatever else the weekend brings. This is a live look outside right now. A big snowy mess around central Ohio. We have crews spread out everywhere to give us the latest on how everyone is digging out. And we'll check some of the progress when we come back. We asked for snow pictures and you delivered. Megan sending in this picture with the caption, "Mother Nature is beautiful." And this picture is proof of that. Very nice shot of the icicles, very pretty. Keep sending us your pictures using the Chime In feature on our website. Let's head downtown to downtown Columbus, where Cameron Fontana is asking people how they're dealing with this latest winter blast.
Fortunately for the roads here in downtown Columbus, they have cleared up, but the sidewalks can still be an issue. We're over here with Cheyenne. I saw you earlier having a little trouble over there. What happened?
Well, because of the ice underneath of the snow and all of the foot traffic, the ice is melted. So there's just like puddles underneath of all of the snow. And the snow's already pretty high, so like my entire foot was submerged.
Oh man, and I know you're wearing the tennis shoes, so hopefully that dries off soon. And you also had some issue with the buses, didn't you?
Yeah, my bus this morning was almost 20 minutes late, so I'm gonna miss my next bus because of it.
Well, hopefully they know that you're on their way. Cheyenne's work, she's on her way to come up there. She's gonna be a few minutes behind. Stay warm and stay safe. I know you got a bus to catch right over there.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. See ya, have a good day. Stay warm, stay safe. That's the motto for today.
Absolutely. And our team coverage of the winter storm rolls on. After the break, we're going to check back in with our team of reporters who are spread out across the area. And Jim has the latest on the changes we're going to start seeing tonight. Well, most of the snow, the bigger swath, has moved out of the area, but central Ohio, you can see on the radar there, we're about to get hit with another band. Jim will have more on that in a moment. And could be a pretty long process. Crews are going to work around the clock to try to clear the roads for us, even though the highway right there looks pretty clear. Jim's going to tell us what's next, and here's a hint. It includes a major drop in the temperatures. We have an important update on power outages. According to AEP, some customers, especially those in southeast areas, might not have power restored until tomorrow night. Maria Durant joining us live from Pickerington with the reason why. Maria?
Well, Terry, we've told you over the last couple of days that power crews are dealing with a couple of issues when it comes to power outages, when it comes to winter storms. We've been dealing with ice on some of the branches that are falling on the power lines, even ice on power lines causing some of those power lines to drop and to break. A third reason why they're dealing with, the issues of no power, and that is because of accidents. I want to show you right behind me. We've had crews here. This is South Central Power. They've been working here since this morning trying to restore power here. Last night around 8:30, someone struck a power pole here, and when they hit it, it knocked out power to about 50 customers. We are just off of Hill Road in Pickerington, and South Central Power Company says their crews are out. They have contractors who are out too. Everyone working around the clock to restore power.
So out of our roughly 122,000 meters that we serve across 24 counties, we had around 24,000 meters without power. We restored thousands of power. We restored power to thousands yesterday. We're continuing to restore power today. We expect this may run through the weekend for some of the more remote areas and some of our more rural customers to have power fully restored.
And now we also checked in with AEP. I spoke with a spokesperson there. They tell me, well, in Columbus, they're in good shape. Only a few sporadic power outages. Again, where they're seeing those problems are in the Athens County area, also in Newark as well. Several thousand people still without power. Again, these crews are working around the clock to make sure that you do get your electricity back on. And coming up tonight at 5 and 6, we're going to speak with some of these customers because they had no power throughout the entire night, and up until this morning they're still without power. We're going to see how they fared, and that'll be tonight at 5 and 6. Live in Pickerington, I'm Maria Durant, ABC 6 News.
Rodney Dunnigan's been busy today. He's been following the road conditions in several areas. And Rodney, you even got to see firsthand some of the issues the plows are dealing with today.
Well, that's exactly right, Terry. We actually got to go on a ride along with the driver in Hilliard. He's been going nonstop since 11 o'clock last night, trying to ensure that the roads are clear and safe for drivers.
Crews with cities across central Ohio have literally been working nonstop over the past 2 days, going around the clock to clear streets and make roads passable.
Within the last couple hours after we got that taken care of, traffic's been running down the streets, so that's opened it up pretty well.
We got the chance to hop in with the driver this morning in Hilliard. Main streets and heavy traffic areas first, then those side streets.
Yeah, it's been pretty difficult just to keep up with it because, like you said, you had the rain come down, that froze, provided an ice layer for the snow just to adhere to. So it's just been a constant battle just to kind of get the roads cleared off.
For these folks, it will no doubt be a busy few days ahead.
It certainly will be, and for a lot of crews across the area. Okay, side note to this story, Terry, you brought this up at 12:15 when we hit the name of that truck Norris. If you were wondering, we didn't have that video in this package. The city actually bought about 11 new plow trucks there in Hilliard, and they had a contest for citizens who actually live in Hilliard to name the different trucks, and Truck Norris was one of them. Donnie, our photographer, told me, what was the other one?
Plowy McPlowface.
The Big Leplowski was one of the other ones, too. Yeah, well, yeah. what was that again? Say that again?
Plowy McPlowface, I think.
Plowy McPlowface. There you go. I'll tell you what, Terry, after you get off set today, contact Hilliard, and maybe you can rename some of these plow trucks. I think they would really appreciate that.
I think they've got better things to do. Thanks, Rodney. Well, Lou Ann Stoya is joining us live from Westerville, where businesses certainly have their work cut out for them today. Lou?
Well, we're here at Westerville Ace Hardware, and generators are a hot item right now. Take a look. And Wendy Weiler is the owner of the store. Wendy, tell us the #1 thing people need to know about the
most important
generators.
The most important thing about a generator is it has to be outside of the house. It puts off gas, and you cannot run them inside of the house. It won't power your whole house, but it'll power enough to keep you warm, keep a space heater running, keep your refrigerator warm, keep your refrigerator from getting warm. And power a few other things, but you're not going to get your whole house covered with this, but keep it outside.
That's right. And also booster cables right now are hot items as well.
Booster cables, we've got cars that are breaking down and cars that aren't starting because of the cold. Make sure everything's covered, keep gloves on. We've got space heaters in to keep you warm. So we're really trying to take care of all your needs this winter.
Thinking warm thoughts. And Terry, I can tell you that we started and the store had plenty of ice melt, and now I can say they are almost out. So they are expecting a truck tomorrow, but get your supplies and hunker down.
Thank you, Lou Ann. Terry wants to know what's next.
What is next, Jim?
Near zero temperatures tonight. Wind chill factors 5 to 10 below zero. That usually happens after a snow event. A winter weather advisory continues until 3 o'clock this afternoon. There's even a flood advisory in southeastern parts of the state, and the Muskingum River going through Zanesville has ice jamming on it. We'll see more of that as we go into spring. And notice on the Indiana border, we have another burst of snow, but that's only about 1/4 to 1/2 inch. So right now, most places are reporting some light snow. Look at the ice on the Lens in Grove City. Downtown is up to 21 degrees. And further south, it's only 19 in Washington Courthouse. Still 28 at Athens, and that reports snow there too. Look at Broadcast Lake and Central Ohio. Boy, is that a tundra scene today at 21 degrees with a north wind at 9 miles an hour. On the Tempstar heating and cooling products, it's only in the teens actual temperatures to the north and west of Columbus as the cold air is oozing in from Minnesota and Canada. 5 to 10 on the wind chill factor this afternoon, but it is biting. A lot of cold air still off to the northwest of us. We'll feed in here on repeated Alberta clippers for the next couple of weeks around here, but no major storms after this one next week, it seems. Total snowfall this afternoon and evening, about 1/2 inch in central Ohio. We can deal with that. We had 5 to 10 inches of snow north and west of Columbus. Port Columbus had 4.1 inches as of midnight. So our low tonight drops to 4, bitterly cold, obviously, with the wind. Not any warmer tomorrow, 21 degrees, a few flakes of snow in the air, and the wind. And the extended forecast, not as harsh next week, but really not melting all that much until the middle of the week when we reach 38 degrees Wednesday and 36 on Thursday. So when could we have another storm big? Valentine's Day. We'll talk about that next week with Terry, and we'll be right back.
Jim, 15 seconds. What do we need to know?
Down near zero tonight with a wind chill.
And a little snow coming our way.
And a little snow coming in this afternoon.
And then watch next week because we have another big storm coming.
Valentine's Day.
Have a great, now we have 20 seconds.
We only had 15 to start.
I know.
How did we do that?
I don't know.
That's a time warp.
It is. How did the crampons work?
They were perfect.
Okay.
I love the crampons. They were fantastic. Steve Levine got them too.
Did he really?
Yeah.
Okay. All righty. Everybody be safe out there. ABC 6 News is back tonight at 5.